Hello, James Guy here. Let me focus in a little better here. As you all know, it's been an interesting time in the last month. I want to let me get everything said here. Again, kind of coming into this a little unorganized, but disorganized, however you want to say it. But I want to be clear. I want to say this with as little anger as I can, but I want to say it, and I want you to listen. And you can hate me, you can love me, you can like me, you can whatever you want to do, not listen to it. But let me begin by saying this. For all rednecks, hillbillies, good old boys, especially in all of our southern towns, and of course it happens in other places too. The good old boys who cannot function without their fellow butt buddies. To get anything done or to be successful, whether they're qualified in whatever they do, as long as they are a butt buddy, one of those good old boys, the rednecks, the hillbillies, and I'm not calling them this name, they call themselves that and they seem proud of it. But let me say this in a way that, to whom I'm speaking, I think you'll understand. Donald Trump, President Elon Musk, ass kisser J.D. Vance, and let's not forget that thing we call Speaker of the House, Mike Johnson, all are collectively a piece of shit, as well as MAGA Republicans, which, as far as I can tell now, they all are MAGA Republicans. If you haven't recognized this by now, then you are not paying attention. If you have not recognized this by now, then you do not want to recognize this. You're being stubborn to the point that you're willing to let this nation completely be destroyed because of your unwillingness to be labeled as being not right in an election, not right about whom you have supported. Letting the country be destroyed by this madman and these madmen that work with him, these sycophants, this cult. On January the 6th, 2021, Donald Trump and his MAGA racist Nazi cult tried to overthrow the United States government using violence. They failed then. But now it seems they have succeeded. But this time they were smarter. They summoned the stupid. They summoned the ignorant. They summoned the racists. They summoned the Nazi sympathizers. They summoned the totally oblivious voters of this country and lied to them because they knew they could. And on November the 5th of 2024, they finished what they started on January the 6th of 2021. Now, MAGA Republicans, and if you fit those names I mentioned up top, redneck, whatever, the ignorant, the racist, let me tell you this. I'm going to tell you what you are not. Number one, You're not a patriot. You like to say you are, but you're not a patriot. You do not adhere to the Constitution of the United States, which we've done for centuries. You have betrayed that Constitution. You have betrayed the Bill of Rights. You have betrayed your right to vote and vote responsibly. You've betrayed all of that. You have betrayed the people who serve this country in the military, and you are not a patriot. You can say you are till the cows come home, as they say. But you're not a patriot. Do not tell me you are. Another thing you are not an American. You cannot be an American. You cannot do the things you do, say the things you say, vote for Donald Trump, support his idiocy, his racism, his Nazism, his fascism, and be or call yourself an American. You stand out like a sore thumb placed against real, true Americans. No. And I would tell you to your face, you're not a patriot. You are not an American. But where it might hit home to some more than others, I'll say this, you are not Christian. I'm not saying you're not a Christian, because if you call yourself a Christian, I guess that makes you somewhat of a Christian, but you are not Christian. You are not Christian because of some of the same reasons that I mentioned about the Constitution. You have betrayed your faith by supporting and voting for Donald Trump and continually supporting this monster. You have betrayed your faith. You have betrayed God. God does not stand for this kind of thing. A loving God, through Jesus, as you like to say, you have betrayed Jesus Christ, whom you call the Son of God, the divine Son of God. You have betrayed Jesus. You can't find anything in the words of the ministry of Jesus that would say it's all right for Donald Trump and his MAGA sycophants to be in charge of this country, totally in charge. You have betrayed Jesus Christ. You have betrayed that book on which you say you stand. Mike Johnson and all you others, you've betrayed your Holy Bible. I've said many times, I do not have to believe about the Bible or God or Jesus the way you do. I only have to know how you feel. And I'm saying, I know how you feel about the Bible, or you say you feel about God, about Jesus. And you've betrayed them all according to your own beliefs and understandings, if you really understand it that way. No, you're not a patriot. You are not an American. You are not Christians. Donald Trump and all of his sycophants and all of his fascist butt buddies, the worst thing to ever happen, let me repeat that, the worst thing to ever happen to this country. Now, in saying that, I remember 9/11, 2001. I remember Tim McVeigh and the Oklahoma City bombings. I remember COVID-19 and what destruction it caused. I remember December the 7th, 1941, when we were attacked in Pearl Harbor by the Japanese. I remember the assassination of John F. Kennedy. Yes, I am saying that Donald Trump is the worst thing, Donald Trump and his cultic fascist butt buddies, the worst thing to ever happen to this country. Remembering all those things. I remember all those bad things. Those I didn't live through, I read about. And nothing comes close to what Donald Trump and his sycophant butt buddies have done and are doing to the United States of America. During COVID-19, as I mentioned before, there was a big cry about no vaccine. So many waited too late. Told to not take the vaccine by people who knew nothing about what was going on with COVID-19, like Donald Trump. Of course, he changed his mind later when he nearly died of it, but that's his privilege, as it was yours. Many waited too late, as I said, for one reason or another. There are stories all over this country about people in emergency rooms or in ICU saying things like, my God, why didn't I take the shot? Why was I so convinced that I shouldn't be vaccinated? All of these things, but it was too late. Even in my hometown, this happened. My son died because of unvaccinated COVID patients filling the ICU in our local hospital. But you're saying all that. Let me say this. There is no vaccine to choose to take to fight Donald Trump. No need to think, I'm not going to wait this time, because there's nothing to wait on but total devastation, total destruction, total annihilation of the United States of America and all those principles on which you lived for many, many years. You do not have that option for the monster we know as Donald Trump. So in saying all that, what am I trying to say? What am I trying to ask of you? What do I want from you? What can we do? Because this country is in serious, serious trouble. Not just this country, but our democracy has gone out the window. Our court system is lacking so much. They seemingly do not exist. So what can we do? You know, there are demonstrations and protests against Trump all over this country. Probably in 99% of towns and cities and communities in this country, there are protests. But is it too little, too late? These protests are being made in red states, blue states, by Republicans, MAGA Republicans, Democrats, Libertarians, Independents, all over this country. But is it too little, too late? We only can think of the midterms. We also have to wonder when we say, when the midterms come, if we have those midterm elections. Yeah, that's a possibility. There will be no midterm elections. But if we do, between now and then, I ask you to speak out loudly, speak out often, Pay attention to the words and the thoughts and the ideas between the lines and what you hear Donald Trump say and all those others in the MAGA Nazi fascist cult who are trying to kill this country. And they are trying to do that. But midterms, if we have them, I'm telling you, vote Democrat. Or let me put it this way, vote Libertarian, vote Independent. As long as they realize the tyrannical regime of Donald Trump and his sycophants and what they're doing to this country. If we have those midterms, you vote for them. And you notice I did not say vote for a Republican, even though they reformed, even though they have come to see the light. No, because you can't trust them. I want to. But Lindsey Graham used to say the worst things in the world about Donald Trump, but now he bends his knees and bows to his God, Donald Trump. J.D. Vance could not say enough really awful, evil things about Donald Trump, but now he is bending and bowing to his God, Donald Trump. Marco Rubio could not say enough bad things about Donald Trump. But now he is there too, bowing at the altar of Donald Trump, their God. So no, reformed, enlightened Republicans do not deserve your vote. And if you want to save this country, you better vote Democrat or Libertarian or Independents who know the monster that is Donald Trump. Like I said, protest loudly. Protest often. Is it too little, too late? God bless us all. I'll see you next time.